Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, grade 6. How are you today? Today we're taking Swallows and Amazons. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The name of the story is Swallows and Amazons. Yalla, let's start. Roger Walker, aged 7, ran through the pine forest. Roger Walker, a little kid, aged 7, ran giddy. Ran is the past of run, through the pine forest, holding the letter tightly in his hand. Holding ماسك the letter جواب tightly جامد قوي in his hand. He could hardly wait مش قادر to wait. He could hardly wait to tell his siblings the good news. كان مش قادر يصبر. Okay, he can hardly wait إنه يقول لإخواته siblings بتوعه the good news. الأخبار الحلوة اللي كانت إيه بقى؟ We'll see. When he reached the cliff top, his older brother John, أخوه الكبير John, was making a fire. نار كان بيعمل نار. And his sisters Susan and Kitty, إخواته siblings بتوعه اللي هم Susan and Kitty, were sitting كانوا قاعدين at the edge of the cliff. I'll show you the cliff. This is the cliff حبايبي. So they were sitting on the cliff top, staring out at the lake. قاعدين بقى بيبحلقوا على ايه؟ على الليك، على البحيرة. John jumped to his feet. John قام على رجله when he saw the letter لما شاف الجواب. Is that the answer? هو ده الرد؟ Roger replied yes. And the answer is yes. طب يا ترى اللتر ده is from whom? This letter was from their father. You will know what will happen. John took the letter. John أخذ اللتر. طبعا John is the elder brother. Okay? He is the eldest. هو أكبر واحد فيهم. John took the letter. Took is the past of take طبعا. المهم. John took the letter from the boy and read it وقراه while his siblings إخواته gathered around. Father says that we can stay on the island. بابا قال إن إحنا we can stay on the island على الجزيرة. The girls cheered and hugged each other وحضنوا بعض بقى وإيه انتصار رهيب. And Roger ran around the fire. Roger بقى اللي هو 7 years old ran جري around the fire حول النار laughing with delight. Laughing with happiness. The Walker children had been spending their school holidays at Holly Howe Farm. Walker children. This is the family of Walker. Walker. The L is silent. They were spending their school holidays at that farm, which was called Holly Howe, with their mother and baby sister Vicky. So, here we have 4 children and a baby sister, who is Vicky, their mother and their father. This is the Walker family, okay? While their father, he was a ship captain, okay? A captain of a ship. He was a ship's captain. Traveled to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is in China, okay? He traveled to Hong Kong. He wasn't there with them, and that's why he sent them a letter. Okay, what about that letter? I'll tell you. The kids wanted to camp on an island, which they could see from the farm. Okay, they wanted to camp on that island. To go to the island, they had to sail. لازم يبحروا. They had to take a boat and sail to the island. Before going, of course, they had to ask their father. كان لازم يسألوا باباهم. Their father approved, وافق. Their father said yes, so they were very happy. You knew why they were happy? Okay. Holly Howe was close to a large lake. Here he's telling us بقى Holly Howe, this farm, was close to a large lake. كانت قريبة جدا من large lake which had several bays and small islands. الليك دي كان فيها خلجان several bays خلجان كتير number of bays يعني and small islands وجزر صغيرة. There was one island in particular بالذات that had caught the children's attention. كان في island بالذات in particular اللي أخدت the children's attention اللي خدت انتباههم and they had written to their father to ask permission to camp on the island for a few days. While they waited for a reply أثناء بقى ما هم كانوا مستنيين رد their father رد باباهم the children spent their days watching the island. They spent their days. Look يا حبايبي spent is the past of spend verb to spend. The past is spent, past participle is spent برضو spent يعني قضى spent قضى قضوا their days watching the island from the cliff top and imagining بتخيلوا their adventures مغامرات بتاعتهم on the high seas. Finally the good news had arrived. طب مين بقى شاطر يقول لي ايه بقى had arrived ده؟ What is this tense? Had arrived is past perfect. Remember, had plus the verb in the past participle. Okay. The children sat down. The children sat down around the fire with a packet of biscuits and mugs of hot tea and began to plan their trip. They began to plan their trip. بدأوا بقى يخططوا لرحلتهم. ما خلاص بقى Dad approved. Dad وافق. There's a sailing boat. ده في مركب نقدر نبحر بيه. مركب للإبحار. In the boat house near the farm. قريب من المزرعة called Swallow. Said John. Mother said we could use it. ده ماما قالت إن إحنا we could use this boat. Since I'm the oldest بما إن أنا الoldest اللي هو جون طبعا is talking I have the most sailing experience. أنا عندي أكتر experience خبرة في الإبحار. The most sailing experience. I'll be the captain. عشان بقى I have the most sailing experience so I'll be the captain. Susan, you're the first mate. طبعا بقى دلوقتي جون بيوزع الأدوار. Okay? He is distributing الرول بقى الرولز بتاعت each of them. You're the first mate. انتي الفيرست mate المساعد الأول. Kitty, you're the able seaman. You're the youngest Roger. انت أصغر واحد يا روجر. يبقى Roger was the youngest child from the 4 siblings. Vicky طبعا was still a baby. So يا روجر you'll be the ship's boy. انت بقى هتبقى ايه روح يا روجر هات البتاع تعالى يا روجر ship's boy بقى تنظف بقى وحاجات كده. طيب the children made a list of all the things they would need for the trip. ما شاء الله عليهم. They are organized. يعني they made a list عملوا قائمة of all the things لكل الحاجات they would need اللي هيحتاجوها متوقع يحتاجوها for their trip للرحلة بتاعتهم. And when night fell لما الليل جه when night fell is the past of fall يقع fell وقع خلاص fallen is the past participle fell fallen. What happened when night fell? They returned to the farm رجعوا للفارم المزرعة to collect their supplies عشان يلموا بقى supplies اللي they had written في الليست في القائمة. They woke up early in the morning next morning بقى to pack the boat with tents, خيم, lanterns, زي فوانيس كده, torches اللي هي الكشافات, ويعني وقتها بقى ايه بتبقى التورتش بنولع فيها الفاير تولع على طول. ويمكن كان في تورتشز كشافات برضو اللي بالبطارية دي. cutlery اللي هي spoons, forks, knives اللي احنا we can use in cutting and eating اسمها cutlery. crockery اللي هي pottery اللي هي الأواني الفخارية pottery, crockery. Okay, things we can eat in and we can cook in like pots, plates and so on, but they were pottery from اللي هو الفخار. and boxes of food. يبقى what did they bring with them? What did they pack? They packed the boat with tents, خيم, lanterns, فوانيس, torches, cutlery, أدوات المائدة, crockery, أواني فخارية, and boxes of food, صناديق من الأكل. When it was finally time to leave, خلاص بقى they are going to depart, to leave, depart, okay? Mrs. Walker, their mother, Mrs. Walker, and Vicky, the baby sister, came to the boathouse to say goodbye to the children. Mother shouted, "Do be careful!" shouted Mrs. Walker as the boat sailed away. "Do be careful!" طبعا she's shouting because the boat sailed. They told her, "We will." "Okay, mommy, we will be careful." حاضر. "Goodbye, mother." "Goodbye, Vicky." Then a strong wind carried the boat in the direction of the island. And the children's excitement grew. والحماسة, the excitement of the children grew, زادت. خلاص بقى we're sailing بقى. We're going to the island, to camp. تخيلوا بقى. Imagine yourselves. طيب. Look over there. Kitty بقى. Kitty, one of the siblings, one of الإخوات. Look over there. Pointing to a large blue boat. مركب كبير لونه أزرق. That was anchored in a bay. كان fixed في السي floor. Fixed في lake floor. يعني إيه anchored? I'll show you the anchor. This is the anchor حبايبي. It prevents any ship or boat to be drifted إنه يبعد يروح كده أو كده to be drifted by wind. Okay. So Kitty pointed to a large blue boat that was anchored in a bay close to the island. Close to the island. قريبة البي ده الخليج ده was close to the island. كان قريب من الجزيرة which they wanted to camp on. اللي كانوا عايزين يخيموا عليها. John قال It looks like a houseboat. What's the meaning of houseboat? A houseboat حبايبي is a boat where you can live on. Where you can live in this boat, okay? You can live in it. It has what you need to live. Like a kitchen, a bed, a sofa, chairs, tables, a fridge, okay, ثلاجة. It's like a house, a very small house on a boat. We call these boats houseboats. So it was a blue houseboat. As the children neared the boat, يعني they became near. To near something, نقرب من حاجة is to become near from it, okay? As the children neared the boat, يعني they became near, قربوا, بقوا قريبين to the boat. They saw إيه؟ A fat man, راجل سمين شوية, sitting on the deck, قاعد على الدك, على سطح البوت. A green parrot was squawking loudly next to him. Quack, quack, quack. squawking. Okay, to squawk. Parrots البغبغانات squawk. Okay. Did you see the parrot? شفتوا البارrot? Said Roger. Okay, he was 7 years old. Do you remember? Anyway, that man must be a pirate. لا ده الراجل ده بقى قرصان. Pirate. Look, cried Kitty. Kitty كمان دخلت في الموضوع. There's a cannon. ده في مدفع كمان on the deck. There's a cannon. Cannon مدفع on the deck. He's definitely a pirate. ده هو بقى لازم يبقى pirate. The children waved as they sailed past the fat man. لوحوا له كده بإيديهم وهم بيعدوا من جنب the fat man. He ignored them. ما عبرش هو. تجاهلهم. But he ignored them. He didn't wave back. He didn't wave back. ما لوحلهمش بإيديه back. When the island came into view, لما شافوا بقى الآيلاند, John headed towards the eastern shore. John, the captain of the boat, توجه بالبوت للإيسترن shore and dropped anchor at a pebbly beach. We anchored الانكر بتاعها at a pebbly beach على شاطئ ايه؟ مليان حصى مليان pebbles. I'll show you a pebbly beach. حبايبي, this is the pebbly beach. Okay, مليان pebbles, full of pebbles. المهم, the adventure had finally begun. المغامرة كانت بقى يدوب وأخيرا بدأت. started. begun. طب مين بقى يقول لي had finally begun is in which tense? Which tense is this? Past perfect. had plus the verb in the past participle. had اهي plus the verb to begin في past participle اللي هو begin, began, begun. begun is the past participle. Okay يا حبايب قلبي, see you إن شاء الله in chapter 2. Study hard. السلام عليكم.